Hello. Well, we managed to get beyond the middle of nowhere, and I really have no idea where the hell we are. We're heading, I know where we're going. We're heading to a town called Naturita, where we have a hotel room. Boy, I bet that'll be a surprise. But be that as it may, we started the day in Grand Junction. And in Grand Junction, we went to the Museum of the West, which I would recommend highly. It's a small museum. And inexplicably, it's got a tower attached to it that you can go up and then stand above Grand Junction and look and see what is kind of a rundown town, but a big town, one of the bigger towns in Colorado. The museum itself is filled with all sorts of treasures, starting with the early Spanish explorers who came out here, Domínguez-Escalante, and sort of terra incognita. They were all looking for the 7 cities of gold, all these wacky stories about, guys just heading off into the wilderness and not ever, of course, finding any gold or silver, but coming back with maps, which then allowed other people to go later. And then about mountain men, they talk all about that, and the miners. One in particular, the cannibal man, a guy named Packer, who went off with a bunch of buddies of his, and they got caught in a winter storm after the Ute Indians told them not to go out. They continued on because they were so fired up to get some gold, and what ended up happening, nobody really knows, other than one of them came out. His name was Packer, and he claimed that they died, they ate each other, and he defended himself from one of the guys, and eventually he was tried for murder. And it was a wacky legal fiasco, because every time they tried him somewhere, the case, and he was found guilty, of course, they decided that wherever he had been tried was the wrong jurisdiction. And eventually they got the right jurisdiction. He went to jail. They let him loose after about a decade, and he retired in a little town, Littleton, Colorado, where he became a revered fellow who handed out candy to the little kids. So they got all kinds of crazy stuff in this museum, and it's well worth checking out. It was $6 senior pass, I think 8 or 9 for regular people. But if you're in Grand Junction, I'd check it out. Then we headed down east on Route 50 to the Domínguez-Escalante Conservation Area, yet another Colorado conservation area that just totally kicks ass. It's got 3 distinct areas: Cactus, Bridgeport, and Escalante Creek. We didn't have enough time to do all 3, so we did the one in the middle, Bridgeport, that went down to the Gunnison River. And then we went a little bit further on and really weren't sure what we were looking for. And we ended up seeing desert bighorn sheep in an alfalfa field. It was like grazing like cows. It was amazing. Then we came back to the Gunnison, and a cowboy stopped and talked to us for a while. And it was an amazing side trip. Now let's look off over here. It's fire season. It's extremely dry. It's been hot, and now what we've got going through here are these storms that don't really have much rain in them. They look bad, but they've got them by maybe 5 minutes of rain. And what they do have is lightning, and there's lots of wind around here now. And so it's already a bad fire season, and I guarantee you these storms that are passing here east to west are going to light this, and we're seeing lightning strikes, are going to light this place up. I expect this a lot more wildfires to break out in the next few days. And as I said, we're on our way to Naturita, and we came out of the town of Delta, another rundown Colorado ranching town, and we came over a hill. We've been going through farmland, and then suddenly there's this. And as I said at the beginning of this, I have no idea what the hell it is. But I'll tell you what, we're on a gravel road, and it's going to be for 50 miles. But if it looks like this, more power to it, man. We're going to have a ball.